back to Let's Talk Kentucky. I'm Sherelle Roberts here with the Let's Talk team, Lisa High, Kim Dixon, and Susan Mills, and we are joined by a special guest, Martina Barksdale.
Yes. Thanks so much. I'm excited to be here. Congratulations on the new show.
Thank you.
I love it. I love
you.
seeing women talk about everything that's going on in Kentucky.
Yeah, we are glad to have you here. So Martina is the founder of Soul Feast, but she's everywhere. She's at Visit Lex now, and she used to be on TV, but she's my favorite guest right now because she brought us some beverages.
Well, you know, of course, I come bearing gifts. I can't come empty-handed, so we'll cheers real quick.
We love
Yes.
Cheers.
Awesome. So, as you mentioned, I'm at Visit Lex. I'm Director of Communications, so I'm able to really be an ambassador for Lexington. But I'm really here to talk about Soul Feast Week, a 10-day celebration of Black culinary and agriculture here in Central Kentucky, and we have a full array of events and also a Black Restaurant Week.
Yes, so I was looking at the flyers, and we actually have some of them here if we can put a couple of them up. But I mean, we're talking about so many chefs, so many different events, so many different venues that folks are going to be able to go to. Oh, and I'm going to be at one of them. There is a gospel soul food brunch, and I'm going to be the MC of that.
Yes.
So, and there's going to be an amazing series. Tell us about that one.
Yeah, so for the Soulful Gospel Brunch, it really is our cap to the end of the week. So what we start is for Juneteenth weekend, we start out with an African diaspora dinner, and that's going to be featuring 3 women chefs, Black women chefs here in Lexington. Actually, one of them is America's Test Kitchen's most recent winner, Antoinette Johnson. That will be at Harper Hall, and actually this is one of our drinks. We're really going to be exploring the African diaspora all the way from West Africa to the Caribbean and here in America, so you'll see a fusion of those dishes. Then the next day, on that Saturday, we have the biggest cookout in Lexington. It's called Soulteenth, celebrating the Juneteenth festival, and it'll be at Mood Dance Amphitheater. That is free. And then that night, we'll have a cocktails and cigars sponsored by Heaven Hill. And then that next day, we'll have the hip hop brunch. Then that next day, we'll do a Black History food and walking tour with Bites of the Bluegrass. And then that kicks off our Black Restaurant Week, where each restaurant will have a $10 off menu entree, and at least one ingredient is sourced directly from a Black farmer. And then we cap off the end of the week, where Sherelle was talking about, our Soulful Gospel Brunch as a great way to end this week-long celebration.
Wow. That sounds fantastic.
Yes.
I love it. What has motivated you to do this and be a part of this fest? I mean, how did you even come up with the idea and then the motivation behind it, too?
Yeah, so it was the height of 2020. Racial injustice was at its height. And, you know, with the pandemic, I was seeing between my Black and brown clients and my white small business clients just some inequities when it comes to resources and money. And so when I've always been a foodie, I've worked in hospitality for a very long time, and I thought, let me do a Black Restaurant Week. But I wanted to take it a step further, and I wanted to really support the agriculture in this great state. So we partnered with Black Soil Kentucky and did that, and then I founded it with my twin brother Marcellus Barksdale, and we've been throwing parties since we were 16. So we had to do it up and do events, and really, like you all are sitting at this table, bringing people to a table to fellowship over food and culture. That's when we can find a commonality. So though we are supporting Black-owned businesses, this is really a chance for people of all races and backgrounds and creeds to really come and amplify our community.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you, Martina. So how can folks find out about Soul Feast, and how can they get tickets to all these events?
All right, well, we are actually introduced a Proud to Pay model. So you can go to soulfeastweek.com, Proud to Pay. You pay what you want. We have our costs up there, so if you're able to give a little extra for the ticket, we would love to do that. If not, that is okay. We want you there. We want to increase accessibility, so soulfeastweek.com, and follow us on all social media channels at Soul Feast Week.
All right, thank you, Martina Barksdale, and thank you for telling us about Soul Feast, and thank you for these drinks. We're going to sip them up during the break. But coming up after the break, we will be talking about some interesting things that you do not want to miss in our What's Trending. So stay with us.